Do you feel like you're missing out on all the gains from Pokemon investments? If you do, I totally get it. It seems like everyone is making money except you. It seems like everyone knows what product price is going to go up before that price goes up, right? And I'll be honest with you, it's not as real as you think it is. I've got a couple examples, okay? And so it's not as real as you think it is because the content that you're seeing from your favorite influencer is not being as honest as you think they are, right? And you already know this, but it can be kind of confusing. I'm going to use Logan Paul as a good example. Logan Paul is really great at making content. Now, I know by just saying that, you're like grinding your teeth. Like, I know that some people grind their teeth like, oh my God, Logan Paul, he sucks at making content. He's such a terrible person. You might be right. And that may be true. But it doesn't, negate the fact that he's great at making content, right? I saw this interview with, what's that guy's name? Gary. By now, you've probably seen the interview. And if you didn't, look at the Iced Coffee Hour. There's an interview with this guy who talks about how he sold his Charizard card to Logan Paul. But anyway, in this interview, this guy talks about how he sold his PSA 10 Charizard to Logan Paul. And Logan Paul cracked the card and sent it in to Beckett, so he can get a higher value tiered of that same version of the card. And he mentions that, so Gary, I think that's the guy's name. He mentions that he sent it, he took it from PSA 2, tried to get it, higher rated value, and it didn't get it. Logan Paul bought this card from him as a PSA 10 and was able to do it, right? And I don't think it's to anyone's surprise, right? If you have the money and the influence, you get higher leverage when it comes to these types of things. You might not like it, but it is what it is, right? And so if you had that same thing, you would automatically have that leverage. So it would give you that power, even if you didn't want it. So anyway, so Logan Paul was able to do this, and Gary mentions that Logan Paul waited like 2 months to contact him to let him know that's what he did. And he mentions that Logan Paul was scared to tell him that because he's like scared to lose like their friendship and because they're good people, whatever. Logan Paul is a scam artist. I don't think Logan Paul cared at all. I think the whole concept was for content. He's very smart about how he, puts that out into the world with his content to create the leverage that he wants. So here's another example of Logan Paul that makes a little bit more sense. He makes posts about the TCGs that he's getting into, right? So let's just focus on maybe just Pokemon and other ones, right? Just to make it very, very simple. So he'll make these posts and then turn off the comment sections. And you know why he turns off the comment sections, right? Well, at least you think you do. You think that he turns it off because he doesn't want the backlash from the Pokemon community. He doesn't care. It has nothing to do with Pokemon community. What it does is it gets a reaction. And when he gets the more reactions that he gets, the more viral the clip or the video goes, right? And so your first instinct is you want to take a type of comment and you can't. So what do? You share it to your friends. You share it to your community. You let everyone know how you dislike him and how what he's putting out is fake. And you know what that does? It makes it more viral. And you know who sees it? Other random people that are not part of the Pokemon community that are real investors. And you know what they do? They buy into whatever he's trying to sell, whatever rip and ship company he's trying to sell, whatever Pokemon product he's trying to sell, whatever it is that he's trying to sell to people, they buy into it. And you know what happens? Price go up. When it go up immediately. And then guess what happens? You see price go up, and now it makes you have FOMO. And you didn't even realize that he created a lot of that. I'm not saying that he creates, he's like the god and be all when it comes to like Pokemon investment, but he's a small part into how price go up, right? Just in simple terms, like he creates content, it creates influence, price goes up, and then now you have FOMO and you buy into it too. And it makes you feel a little bad, right? Because you're smart. You know the Pokemon market, at least Pokemon better than him. At least you think you do, right? And you probably do. But that doesn't matter when it comes to making money. What matters with making money is how to make money. And so you can love Pokemon, but loving Pokemon isn't going to make you money unless you know how to make money from loving Pokemon. Logan Paul knows how to make money from content, and that is what he does, right? So it creates FOMO, and you jump into it, and it's not real. You just get stuck into it, and you didn't even realize you got pulled into it. Here's another good example, okay? I'm on a roll. POV content. Everyone loves it. I've seen it. I'm not really into it, but a lot of people like it. And I know why, right? You get to see how all of the deals are made. But it's not as real as you think it is. It's way more dumbed down than what you think it is. Think about it. Think about the logistics of it, right? So these people are at these conventions making this POV content, and they're at these conventions for like 8 to 10 hours. You get to see somewhere between 10, 30 minutes to 45 minutes of content out there, right? They went through all that content from that day and picked the good parts, the more valuable parts, what they thought was good content to show you, right? And then that's what you get to see. And then what's that do? It creates FOMO. You're like, man, that was a good deal. Man, I wish I was there. Man, maybe I should go buy that card. You start having all these ideas about things that you shoulda, woulda, coulda did, right? And it's not real. It's not. The moment that it is real in the fact that the moment that it happened was real, right? But the whole concept of like, oh, they made nothing but good deals all day, that's not what happened all day, right? There are good moments throughout the whole day. I'm sure they're making money, but what you get to see is just a small mirage of the best part of the day. The rest of it was just dull. Like, have you ever been to a convention? They're usually just standing there. All these people are usually just standing there, their legs hurting to the point where they just need to sit down, and then they start playing on their phones most of the time, right? Some people, I'm pretty sure, are talking all day, but for the most part, it's a lot of just like standing and waiting and then having conversations with people, right? And most people that come to your booth aren't buying anything, they're just talking to you. Okay, so POV content, not what you think it is, even though you love it. That's great. I know. I'm not trying to poo-poo on POV content. People who make those do a great job of making those. They do a really good job. To get the sound effects, whoa, and the fun, all the, Roblox crap. Anyway, here's another example. All right. It feels like everyone in the Pokemon investment market is getting rich. And you know people who invest in Pokemon, right? You know a ton of people that do, right? You're part of the community. You know people. You know distributors. You know local game stores. You know your friends, right? It's a small niche. You might not realize it sometimes. It's a small niche, but you know a lot of people. But do you know a single person that has become a millionaire from Pokemon cards? Have you ever met someone that you're close to that's become a millionaire from Pokemon cards? I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It happens. It's very evident it happens, right? People who invested a long time ago kept some stuff. They woke up one day, the price went up, right? They had a good feeling, or they just collected it for fun and it turned out to be worth something. And so you know a lot of people, and they do the same thing you're doing, right? They're trying to look for ways to make plays and to make money, right? And so think about logistically how that works, right? Everyone is investing in Pokemon. And then what you see is everyone is making they're striking gold at everything they're doing. But you don't actually know anyone that's actually struck gold. So think about the probability that it happened, right? Everyone on the internet striking gold, but not anyone around you. How's everyone making money and striking gold off of Pokemon if you don't know anyone, right? And again, I'm not saying people haven't got rich, and I'm not saying people aren't striking gold, but it is not as often as you think it is, right? All right, I think we got that. I got another example. We're going to use straight logic with a lot of this stuff, okay? When it comes to single cards, right? There are millions of cards, right? You just saw the Pokemon statement. They told you like, hey, we got millions of cards out and we printed millions of cards, right? So there's different cards out there. So that's just from this year, right? So you can total all of them up from whenever Pokemon started in the 90s, at least like printing the cards. What are the chances that you're going to pick the right card? What are the chances that the research that you do for the one card is going to go up and be the card that's going to make you a millionaire? Right? There are millions of different cards, millions, right? What are the chances? Like, think logically. We're talking about probability at this point, right? And so you see content of Pokemon cards go up in value. And everyone tells you that all of them go up in value, right? But for whatever reason, what you pick does not go up. But you are a real Pokemon investor. You know Pokemon better than everyone. So why is it the cards that you pick don't 100x? Right? Why is it that what you pick doesn't do 100x? Let's think logically. It's the probability, right? It doesn't matter really how much research you do, right? So if you do a lot of research and you know Pokemon community as well, and we'll just say there's 100 million cards, make it simple. And you need to pick one card that's gonna 100x out of 100 million cards. You can do all the research in the world about the popular Pokemon and all this other stuff, and you could eliminate 1 million cards, but you still got 999 million, whatever, 99, I said 99 million, I guess at 100, so 99 million cards to go through still, right? What are the chances that you're going to pick the same card still? Like, mathematically, it's not probable. You could get lucky. That is probable, but it's highly unlikely. It's super speculative, right? And so I'm not telling you to do research. I'm not telling you to not have a strategy when it comes to investing. But I just want you to be realistic on your expectations of like you getting a 100x card. You're more than likely to get 30% gains, 60, maybe a 2x, especially in this market. But just don't feel bad that you didn't get 100x. Like, it's not probable to do that. You could, it's just very, very unlikely. The viral videos that you see are a very small percentage of the reality, and it just makes you feel like you're missing out. You're doing all the right things. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't deter from your strategy. Invest in the thing that you want to invest in. If that's sealed product, just keep investing in sealed product. Don't chase the new shiny object. Modern cards, you're seeing it go up and you missed out. That's fine. You missed out. You can't do anything about it. If you've invested in the card that went up now, it's probably going to go down when you get the best in it because it's the top, right? And so if you didn't pick it before it moved, I'd probably tell you just don't chase it. I'm not going to. I'm also not going to tell you what to do. If you feel like you should chase it because you feel like there's a little bit more into it, I understand. I've done that before too, and I've got burned more times than not. So I'm not going to do it. If I see something go up, the first thing I'm going to think is like, oh, I missed it. I'm not chasing that. I'm just not. Just like with Ascended Heroes, it would be terrible for me to think about, oh my God, the ETBs are at $180. You know what? I'm going to buy some of those. No, the time to buy that is when it was $100. Price memories got me locked, and I'm not changing my mind with it. I will wait for something else. I don't need to keep investing into this. If there are reprints happen, it goes down, then I might do it. But I'm not going to chase it. There's something else that I could do. Bitcoin. You could switch to a whole different market, right? Bitcoin is down right now. So why not take the chance of investing in something else that hasn't even had its move yet? And so stop worrying about what the new thing is or the new shiny object, because in reality, what you're seeing isn't really real. And I only say it's not real in the sense that the FOMO that you're feeling makes you feel like what you're missing out is real, but you're not. Some of these people get lucky and it happens. And I do believe in you can create your own luck, right? Everything in life has some type of form and fashion when it comes to luck, especially when it comes to wealth building. But a lot of stuff that you see on the content that you see isn't as often as you think it is. It's pretty rare. Most of it's fake. And if you realize that, you probably could save yourself a lot of money, time, and energy. Thank you for your time. I'm PokeEyeDot. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. If you like my rant, maybe consider doing that. I'll see you on the next one. Go touch some grass, always.